You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The Denver Broncos won a thrilling back-and-forth game in the divisional round against the Buffalo Bills, 33-30 at home in overtime. Given how the game ended, was the Bills' loss more on the referees or on Josh Allen? And with news that Bo Nix is out for the playoffs due to an ankle injury requiring surgery, do y'all believe the Broncos can still make the Super Bowl on the strength of their defense and head coach?
No, they can't make the Super Bowl.
I got a question. Mm-hmm. When in the hell did he break his ankle?
They say
on
the
third to last play.
I didn't see it because he was walking around.
Yeah, you couldn't really see it, but they said it was. Yeah, that's what it was exactly. People, it was broke. He told him to be careful. It was already fractured.
Yeah,
but it was the third to last play on that quarterback where he ran
to the left. He ran to the left. And he kind of like fell like when he was on his knees. Pause. That was the play that got him injured. But yeah, it doesn't look like anything really happened. And even on the sideline, like you said, Nick, like obviously he finished the game and he showed some grit and moxie with that. But I'm in agreement with you, Spike. I don't think they could win the Super Bowl without Bo Nix. And the reason why I'm saying that is I think the defense will keep them in the game. But let's be honest, a lot like the Bears, like Bo Nix has been very clutch for this team and winning them games down the stretch. No matter what happened in those first three quarters, when you need Bo Nix to step up, he stepped up all season. And that's just how they're built. And obviously Sean Payton is gassing up his backup as he should do as a good head coach. I just don't know if they got enough gas to what Bo Nix was giving them. Like, I don't think that the backup can drive the car the same way Bo Nix was doing all season. So without him, I don't see them the same way.
I agree with you. I think a threat is being taken away when Nix isn't on the field. Like, as you say, FIFO, we gave CJ Stroud a lot of flack. The only way the Broncos could win this is if Drake May has a similar performance to the one he had in Houston. He did everything he could to give the Texans that game. Now, I'm not sure that the defense that he's going to be playing this week is as good as that Texans defense because I think they all time. Like CJ Stroud really did them a disservice. But if Drake may go out there and he's fumbling the ball, giving it away like he was in that Texans game, the Broncos defense is good enough to where they sneak out of there with a 15-12 win. They sneak out of there with a 9-12 win because both of the quarterbacks suck that day. Our defense just happen to be better. So while I say I don't think that Stidham will be able to make it to the Super Bowl, if Drake May don't come out there and do his job, it might get a Broncos defense a chance to do so.
I would say they have a shot, and for that reason we talked about. And also, there's the unknown of Stidham. They don't know what to expect. There ain't a bunch of film that you can go back and watch. The biggest issue that the Broncos is going to have is not going to be Stidham. It's the fact that they don't have a running game to take the pressure off Stidham. Because Harvey is more of a scat back type player. So they're used to kind of creating things for the running back, so to speak, since their starting running back went down, JK. So in saying that he doesn't have a solid running game to depend on, which means a lot of pressure is going to be on him that short and intermediate game. He's got to make sure he don't turn the ball over. That's the biggest thing. And you got to create first turnovers on New England and control the clock in the football. If you do that, then you definitely got a shot to win. That defense is tough. And we saw the best defense, I think, in the playoffs in Houston last week. If CJ had done this much, they wouldn't have won that game. So in saying that, I think that Denver can kind of get after May and make some things happen. If they can create a couple turnovers, who knows? So I'm not counting anybody out.
I heard a crazy stat real quick before you go, Nick. They were talking about the Texans defense or the CJ Stroud's playoff wins and the 2 wins that he got. He scored 32 points. Well, excuse me, the defense has given up 32 points but the defense has also scored 32 points. So he's
Mhm.
basically done nothing in the 2 playoff wins that they do have, and they won those 2 playoff games because of playoffs. I thought that was a crazy step.
Well, I think his first playoff game, he actually, because I think he played the Colts, or is that
He
the
came
last game?
back,
Was that the last
they
game of
went-
the regular season? Or there was some game where that secured him the playoff, or I think it was the playoff game. I thought he did well, but
Mhm.
this is Sophie's choice for me, kid, because I could give a fuck about either one of these teams in the AFC. But I gotta go, Sheldon. What we always say: if you when in doubt, go with the better quarterback head coach
Quarterback
combo.
coach. Mhm.
And I gotta go with the Pats. I just don't see how Jared Stidham. Like I see how the Broncos defense can really like overmatch Drake May, especially because he's got what like 5 to 6 fumbles already in these first 2 playoff games and stuff like that. So he's already got that's on the scouting report. The offensive line was like a turnstile for the Texans, and you're going up against the number 1 team in sacks. And then on the other side, Denver does have a really good offensive line, but like you said, Sheldon, they don't have no run game and they don't really have no outside weapons that I respect. I think Sean Payton, even though the Broncos won that game, Sean Payton's idea for the fourth quarter was like, throw it up and we're gonna get a PI. Like that's literally how they won the game. But I did like what Drake May did in like anytime he did fuck up in that Texans game, he did come back and make a play. So you can't say that he doesn't have the talent. I just can't see Jared Stidham out dueling Drake May. Drake May just has to probably get like score 21 points, bro. Just get us 21. You're supposed to be the MVP anyway. Prove it. This is what you're gonna have to play on the road at some point. You've been getting lucky so far with these cupcake games against the Chargers and the fucking Texans, as far as quarterback play, as far as like who you have to play against. I think this is the where Drake May has to show what he's worth as a number 3 overall pick. I'm not feeling confident in either one of these teams, but I have to go with the better head.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Coach quarterback combo. But I will say, let's not bury the lead. This is a Josh Allen conversation. If Joe Burrow's in the situation, if Lamar Jackson was in the situation, maybe the only grace we would give is Patty because he already got 3 rings. But nobody in this situation where we would make excuses for or let them pass with them playing like the way he did, 4 or 5 turnovers, how many he had, hella. Mm-hmm. And you were the best quarterback left in the playoffs in your conference, like by far. I just don't see how. I'm not trying to go over the top and say he's out of the top 3 as far as QBs, but his whole resume is up in question right now. Like, and the fact that he won that MVP last season when Lamar clearly had the better season because he was the first All-Pro, first team All-Pro, and not Josh Allen, which is still weird. It's going to look weird in the record books when we look back on that. I just don't see what else the Bills can do for him at this point for him to win, because we've seen him with talent, we've seen him without talent, and he still loses in the divisional round of the AFC Championship game. We've seen him faced against the best QBs, and we see him faced against Bo Nix, who's not one of the best QBs in the league, even if he is clutch. I don't know what they do next offseason because they fired their head coach, which was shocking because I don't think it's that easy to replace Sean McDermott, even though if you may have your gripes against him. But this is definitely a eye-awakening season for Josh Allen, just the way I feel like it was an eye-awakening season for C.J. Stroud and for Justin Herbert, the quarterbacks who we always had some questions about, but we were thinking this playoff run will showcase what they can really do. It's just been disappointing.
You know what, Nick? Like, I always say, especially in the playoffs, it provides clarity. So, we're getting a clearer picture of some of these guys, like you said, that we had questions about. And I think that when we look at the head coaching situation, right, with Sean McDermott being gone, he's a defensive guy. And we know that Josh Allen took a leap as a quarterback with Brian Daboll. So I could honestly see a reunion coming back. I do think that to shoot him just a little bail, right? Like amongst the quarterbacks that he was playing against, everybody except for CJ Stroud had better offensive weapons around. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to say that he didn't have it in the past. He has Stephon Diggs for a number of years, right? James Cook is now coming on as one of the better running backs in the league. So it's not like he's completely devoid. He puts on the hero cape and he plays superhero football a little too much, and that's catching up with him. He has the ability to do it. I do think that they do need to replenish some weaponry for him, but that's not the reason why they lost. They lost because of him. And they lost because he pressed. They lost because he plays superhero football. Brian Daboll was able to neutralize that in a very positive way. That's the reason why, for me, I feel like that is the right hire for them, because he's familiar. He's the one that ascended him. The rest of that, y'all could figure that out, right? Because the defense wasn't atrocious. It was solid enough to win. You just got to neutralize and bring Josh Allen down a level to play within the system and not be the system all the time. And I think that that's the issue with Josh Allen overall. I don't think it's like more like maybe a performance anxiety sort of type of thing, but it's not much. It's not much that they need
He's
to
not that guy, bro.
over the hump.
Yeah, I was going to say, FIFA,
He's just not that guy.
I was going to say that
ability
too,
in the world.
I was going to say that too, FIFA. A lot of people are saying a lot of the things that you said, and they were standing on that and holding true to that. Like he needs more talent around him. James Cook was the number one running back in the league this year as far as his performance. They had the number one offensive line as far as ratings go, and you had several cogs on the defense. So he had talent around him. Sounds very familiar. He had a lot of talent around him. The ball was in his hands, and that's where you want the ball to be. And he kept giving it to the other team. The one thing about this league that is most important is controlling the ball, not giving the other team. I heard Mike Vrabel said something that was so true to Drake May, and I was like, dang, that's really the key to this thing. Every possession should end in a kick. And if you're turning the ball over, you ain't getting that opportunity, and that's a problem. And that's what Josh Allen did better than anybody else's, pretty much, other than CJ. But he technically lost the ball 5 times. He had 4 turnovers, but you can't win that way. And then even if you take that off the board, like Chase Daniel tried to say in his report, we take away the turnovers, and then he goes on to show a play where he missed a wide open tight end for a chance to win the game, overthrew him. So in saying that, Josh Allen was the common denominator, he still had an opportunity to win the game and couldn't get it done. So this is a year that we all talked about. If he didn't have those people in place, Patty Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and all these names were not there. It's just him. He had to win it. It was Super Bowl or bust, and he didn't get there. And it's very unfortunate that Sean McDermott got fired for it, which I get it. But at the same time, they really got to do some soul searching within.
Real quick before Jalen and Ken respond to that point, Shelton, with the Sean McDermott, I think it's more of like you getting fired at work for being late your 5th time, even though your 5th time you had an excuse.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying? Like
I get
like damn, I had a really good excuse. There was a crash on the highway, or you know what I'm saying? I had a family emergency. And I'm like, yeah, I understand that, but them other 4 times, we like what happened then? I think that's what Sean McDermott ran up to. Is like, bro, you've been this close too many times for us to believe that next year is going to be different.
Yeah, I think the problem with Buffalo is they're in this weird position. FIFO mentioned it, where they expect Josh Allen to be Superman, and crazy enough, he go out there and when he plays his best, he's trying to be Superman. But we all want him to tone it down. But then we look at the roster and like, there's not enough talent for him to tone it down. He has to do these things. So then they're in this weird juxtaposition as to what do we do? Because we had Diggs and we seen how he was with Diggs. That seemed to kind of have worked, but Diggs didn't like it. So we had to get rid of him to placate our quarterback. And now what the reports are about McDermott is he's questioning the roster moves. The GM and the other guy, whoever they were talking to, the team president, they've only drafted 2 Pro Bowl players. To your point, Sheldon, yeah, Cook is a great running back. He's one of the 2 Pro Bowl players that they've drafted since Josh Allen has been there. So the talent is not there, regardless of what we think and how it looks in them old players that they get like Von Miller or whoever Bosa that they go and get, they still don't take a priority in putting the proper team around Josh Allen. They look at him like, hey, yeah, you Superman, go out there and figure it out. And he carries it like that, and that got their coach fired.
I ain't had nothing. I just wanted to say people have said that man basically had ED. That man had performance anxiety. Like, damn, bro.
Josh Allen?
Yeah, but we could say that about a couple of quarterbacks though, right? Like they get into
a lot of
big moments
quarterbacks.
and they,
quarterback play has been pretty awful the playoffs, but we got a lot of young guys in the playoffs.
It's been bad all year.
Yeah, but Josh is not a young guy. Like Josh shouldn't make the type of mistakes he's making. CJ Stroud, yeah, he's a young guy, but based off of the way he broke into the league, he shouldn't be making the mistakes that he's making. And to me, it's more of a mental thing for those two in particular than anything else. You know, because again,
yeah.
I forgive Josh Allen more than I do CJ Stroud because they've implemented that mentality for Josh Allen. Go out here and be Superman. With CJ Stroud, if he listen to his coach, if he pay attention, all you got to do is not fuck it up, bro.
Manage the game.
And it's crazy.
Don't fuck it up.
Spike.
Yes,
you
man.
can't give
When
Josh Allen has way too much experience, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You can't
Josh Allen's a better
you can't
quarterback
excuse him
than
more
CJ
than
Stroud.
CJ Stroud.
I'm excusing him because he has a better football team.
You can't be the MVP and have
No
turnovers.
Josh Allen did a terrible job. What do you want me to say? But I'm just saying, CJ Stroud, I would hold
It's
more
the
accountable
excuse.
because he got a lot more to work with. Like all he had to do was not fuck it up. Josh Allen had to go be Superman to win with that team.
Lou,
Yes.
he was without his number 1 and number 2 receivers too.
Who?
I'm not saying CJ got no excuses, but Nico Collins wasn't on that field. His line is not good as his Buffalo has the number 1 line. He has the number 1 running back. He does have talent. You can't say he doesn't have talent.
Check the ball down, make the safe plays, hold on to the ball, and let the defense go win the game.
Who you
Regardless
talking about, Josh Allen?
I'm talking about CJ Stroud.
I know he's talking about. I'm
CJ
asking him.
Stroud he was being ridiculous. Like we've never seen a quarterback play that bad. With Josh Allen, I kind of understand the pressure that he's under in the sense of they expect him to do everything. Buffalo, they have a good offensive line. They have a good running back. He's a great quarterback, but anything else is depleted. Like who he
if Lou does not
doing this shit every year in the playoffs, he's been doing this shit.
Right, regardless. And if he didn't turn the ball over, if he had turned the ball over one time less, you win this game. So in saying that, you can't give him a pass for that. You can't.
I'm not giving Josh Allen a pass.
And I expect more. Like Ken said,
to be made.
I expect more from Josh Allen than I would from CJ Stroud any day.
No, I don't agree with that though. I don't put Josh Allen.
Go ahead, Doc.
I think they just ran into. I think he just ran into a defense that actually could. Like I know y'all talk a lot. A lot of niggas talk a lot about the Patriots having one of the easiest schedules all time. The Bills play basically the same schedule, bro. Pretty much, and like that's why niggas when niggas be doing about the paper, like the Bills did pretty much the same thing. So like I think a lot of it when y'all talk about quarterback play too, like defenses have really just caught up to the like. There's a lot of defenses that really have just been building for these quarterbacks, and like that's why the league is just changing a little bit, but. I think that's a real fact that nobody's talking about. The way we do talk about Denver's defense, but in this argument right here, we also not talking about how Josh really hasn't played a dominant defense all year, other than maybe Cleveland. Like, like he really been skating by this year with not having.
Now he faced the Texans. He faced the Texans.
Yeah, he did face the Texans, but that's what I'm saying. But he really hasn't. And when he played the Texans, how'd he look? Terrible. So I mean, all year it's just been like niggas been on cruise control, and that's really the truth of the matter. So it is gonna be interesting to see Drake May too, because it ain't like he played Stella on Sunday. It's gonna be interesting to see him play against that Denver Broncos defense. I think he's been playing better than Josh this year. I will give him that, but I also understand what people are saying about the schedule. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays against this defense compared to how Josh plays.
I think we all.
It was interesting watching the game, and they were. I can't remember how much they were trailing by, maybe 10 points or something like that. And who was the guy? Romo? Was Romo calling that game?
Romo was.
Yeah, he was like, time for Josh Allen to put on the cape. Time for him to put on the cape. And I'm like, y'all are not even down by that much. Like, there's still a lot of game left. We know who the guy is on the team. It's James Cook. Give James, you can still run the ball and not put the ball in Josh Allen's hand and have a good balanced game. Stop trying to, because when you put on the cape, the motherfucker got shredded. He fell out the goddamn sky. But the thing with Josh Allen is, Spike, is that one, he's an MVP. Two, he's a veteran QB at this point. And three, he has way more playoff experience than CJ Stroud. So I see where you're coming from in terms of like the responsibilities of the quarterbacks are different on the team, but nevertheless, I think him being in this position, being the MVP, having the playoff responsibility, you should expect way more out of him because he's been there and done that. The only thing he's been doing is fucking up in the playoffs. He has a history of doing this that everybody is ignoring, and they keep making these excuses for him. He just isn't that guy. And the reason Sean McDermott got fired is that the GM, the owners, and everybody else, I think they kept the GM, they're just like us.
They promoted the GM.
They're looking at the field. Yeah, they promoted the GM. But the owners and everybody in the organization, they're looking at the field, and they see no Lamar. They see no Patty, first and foremost. They know, they are thinking the same thing. They were like, this is Josh Allen, an MVP winning quarterback with playoff experience going against a bunch of guys that don't have a lot. There is no reason why we should not get to the playoffs. And Sean McDermott was the fall guy for that. But because you're not going to get rid of your quarterback. So I get why he's the fall guy, because if you're looking at this team, you're looking at Sean McDermott as like, hey, bro, you should be able to coach better than that to get past these guys. Bro, you lost to Bo Nix, bro, on a broken foot. I don't care if he lost it. I don't care if he broke it in the second or third play in the game, bro.
That is the scales on him, though. No, they tipped the scales on McDermott because they were like, you can't win with Josh Allen. But he was like, bro, look at the rest of the roster. And it was like, but you can't win with Josh Allen.
But like, that's the thing, is like, it's people looking at it as an isolated incident. You got to look at it as don't look at the chapter, look at the book. They lost to the Bengals. They lost to the Bengals when they had Diggs, and then when they had a better roster at home.
Game.
Yeah, and then you got a 13-second game. Then last year you lost in the AFC Championship game, and then like now you losing to Bo Nix. Is like now you're reclining. Like you're not even like it's not even like we got to the AFC title game again and we lost. Then you could say like we were just one game away. But you're losing to Bo Nix, bro. First of all, you couldn't even win the division against a second-year QB. With the Sheldon, we called it out before the season started. This is the easiest schedule in the world. Most of us had us thinking he was gonna get 2 MVPs because of the schedule.
That's how it was set up.
And instead, we looking at Drake May, and it's just kind of like, all right, bro, you are clearly sliding. Granted, again, I was shocked to hear that Sean McDermott got fired, just because I don't know what coach you're gonna plug in. People think that Brian Daboll is gonna come in and do the same shit. Like
he's not.
I don't know. He couldn't. But he didn't look like a head coach to me when he was coaching with the Giants.
No, he's not going back.
Jones. Real quick, people gave Tom Brady shit about his comment about quarterbacks not being as good now because of the preparation they put in. A couple times it's been.
Let's go. You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Said here, then what's his name in Atlanta? What's Atlanta?
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan. No. The quarterback now.
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins was talking about how defensive has changed, how they play those two safeties, and how it's more different reading the defense than when he played earlier. I think it's something to be said to that, because a couple of y'all mentioned when y'all were talking about just how down quarterback play is, they haven't figured out the new style of defense that their teams are playing. And that's across the board, like with Mahomes, with even the top guys. You've seen everybody has struggled. It don't look like any elite QBs in the league.
I will say this, and I'm trying to save this for what happens this upcoming weekend with the conference championships. But there also is a thing where, again, y'all know ever since I came on this program, we always like to focus on quarterbacks, but we need to go look up at the front office and head coach. We already seen that head coaches have clearly been called out because there's been 10 job openings this offseason. GMs play a big part in that. Patty looks shitty because he's playing with shit. Josh Allen, I'm not excusing him because he had his own turnovers and he was missing wide open guys. Like if you look at that last drive that the Bills had before that pick catch, whatever you want to call it, he missed what's his name? The guy who caught the Super Bowl touchdown with the Chiefs. I forgot, fast guy, Hardman. He missed Hardman on an easy route. Where he would, if he just threw the ball regularly, like he would have had a first down, getting to the field goal range. He missed him on that. He missed the tight end, like Shelton said. Then he missed Tupac Khalil Shakur on the screen where he threw it in the dirt, and that could have been at least the first down, if not whatever, and scoring a touchdown instead of settling for 3. So to me, there's also dealing with that particular game, but also as a whole, the Bills do not have a great roster. If you look at around, like even the Texans, as we talked about, Nico Collins goes out, then you have Christian Kirk, and then he goes out. Now you throw into some random nigga named Higgins, and he ain't T. So it's just like GMs have to play a huge factor in how we look at these rosters being built and what we asking these quarterbacks to deal with. Can't think the Titans QB is a bust because he throwing to fucking Mr. Who the fuck and wide receiver I could care less about. So it's like I think we're looking at what you're saying, Lou, as far as like, yeah, we're trying to hope that these QBs who are now getting paid, because now they're not on their rookie deals anymore. So we're seeing how these rosters are being impacted by drafts and free agency, because if you can't get the free agents, you're supposed to draft the guys, and it's hard to get draft picks. I'm a Bengals fan. I know it's hard to get draft picks as far as hitting on them. So I think that comes into a factor that we need to talk about. I'll save my bigger take for next week when we see who's going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but Nick, I mean, I get you, but I mean, it was Josh Allen's fault why they lost on
Yes, I'm not.
But
I'm
you
not
can all,
that, yeah.
but I'm saying we can still talk about the roster at the same time, because he's also the reason why they won the week before. Like without him, Trevor wasn't playing the best, but he's also the reason why they won that game. Like Josh Allen was basically playing he played a great game and won that game for them against Jacksonville. So I mean, that's the thing. If he doesn't play great, they don't win. That's kind of the point too, because they were still in with all the mistakes he made.
But that goes.
They had the lead.
But that goes to what I'm saying as far as roster construction. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. It is a balance. It's a balancing act when you kind of get blamed. It really depends on the game with that team with Buffalo.
I mean, Shakir had 12 catches in that game, so he came up big in that game too. I mean, to be honest, it's like that with every team. You need players on your roster, and you're gonna be missing something. Everybody needs something. Ain't
Not
none
the
of these
Eagles.
teams. They do too. They do too. If you watch the Eagles play this year, you saw the offensive line was beat up and wasn't the same.
Quarterback.
You saw that. You saw it wasn't the same.
I'm just saying. You look at Seattle. You look at the Eagles. You looked at the Ravens last year.
They all need help,
or even this year. It's just like there are some rosters where it's like, bro, you have no excuse. But for the majority of the teams that we talk about when we're talking about their elite quarterbacks and them getting well into the cap space, because I think Patty's cap hit this upcoming season will be like 70 million or some shit like that. It's like, okay, you can't get niggas in free agency no more. Who are you drafting? How come the Chiefs have not replaced Travis Kelce? How come they haven't placed Tyreek Hill? How come they
or who are you trading, Nick? Because they still got players that have value that can get you draft capital. You know what I'm saying? Who's the D? You know I'm bad with names.
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones. You say like he's still very good, but he's not what they need to make them a good defense anymore. Like he doesn't have that extra gear. But for a team like Dallas, I'm just throwing them out there. But a team like Dallas, a team like Buffalo, a team like the 49ers, you know what I'm saying? Like there's teams that be like, hell yeah, we could take him. He'll do amazing with us. That will give up a boatload of draft capital for him. So the thing about football and just professional sports in general is, and this is the beautiful thing about Bill Belichick, is come off of players early, get what you can from them, and flip them into other players. And that's what I haven't really seen outside of the Eagles, I think the Eagles have done it the best, where they'll take a chance on somebody, or what I'm saying, like I think they're playing more risky than anybody else. But that's where the Chiefs are, especially with potentially Mahomes not playing next season or a good part of next season. Like, this is the time. Sell off the assets for future assets.
I don't know.
Is Josh Allen the best player in football?
No.
Nah.
No.
Shoot, who is at this point?
I was about to ask that same
Garrett.
question, Sheldon. I think that's a great question. I mean, my default would be I would say
Miles
Patty.
Garrett.
I'll say Patty, but
Patty's
he's coming
not-
off.
Nah,
He's coming
I
off
can't say
injury.
Patty.
It's Miles
Even before
Garrett.
injury.
It
It would
was
have to be
Miles
Miles
Garrett.
Garrett.
Is this
Miles
thing
Garrett.
on? It's Miles Garrett.
It would have to be
Miles
Miles
Garrett.
Garrett.
He's the most
It is
dominant
Miles
guy in the
Garrett.
league right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Miles Garrett.
So
Then
Josh
who's
Allen
the
is the best
There's no
quarterback.
argument against him.
I think
So
Josh Allen is the best quarterback right now. Yeah, he's the
I
best
was-
quarterback right now.
When healthy,
Nick?
when healthy, I'm going with Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying?
Shut up, Nick.
Man,
But
shut
we
up, man.
talking right
Shut
now.
up.
We talking today. We're talking January 20th, bro.
I'm just saying,
2026.
y'all telling me the best quarterback in the league can't be Bo Nix. This what we saying.
Hey,
I'm
he didn't
not-
play against Bo Nix. He
I'm
played
not
against one of the
accepting
best
that. I'm not
defenses in the league. But Nick,
Denver-
but it is what it is. He's
Denver's not-
better than Joe Burrow this year. He's better than Patty this year. He's better than Lamar this year. He's better than CJ Stroud this year. He's better than Jordan Love this year. You want me to keep going through all of the quarterbacks in the NFL?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
the best
I would-
quarterback
if-
in the league this
if-
year.
If Caleb hadn't lost that game,
People-
I'd have said Caleb is.
To FIFO's point, none of those
Nah,
quarterbacks
nah.
would have taken Buffalo this far. He the
He's
only
alone.
one of those. He the only one of those quarterbacks that could have got Buffalo this far.
Yeah.
It's either him or Matthew
He just
Stafford.
beat Trevor Lawrence. Let's not act like you said this far, like he got to the
No, I
title
mean,
game.
like, how
Nigga,
many
he
wins
won
they
one.
have?
It's probably it's either him
Bro,
or Matthew
any other
Stafford, and I'd probably
quarterback
say
in
Matthew
Buffalo, they
Stafford.
would win 9 games. They would
Bruh,
win 9 games. Any
we talked
other
ab-
quarterback
we
who
just
played in
talked-
Buffalo will win 9 games.
We
That's
just talked
including
about
Patrick
how
Mahomes.
we just talked about how easy the schedule was. They played the same teams that the Pats did, and that's why
Yeah,
that's why they got to the playoffs easily.
Right. But they didn't have a roster to compete. Josh Allen made them able to
Man, you
compete.
keep saying that. Like I just
You
gave
acting
you
like James
the stats.
Cook is Walter Payton, nigga. Like James Cook is James Cook.
James Cook, the
Like,
best one.
he-
If he had the best stats in the league, what do you mean?
FIFO
He had a
talked
good year. He had a good year.
FIFO's favorite
Right.
coach, or one of his favorite coaches, Kyle Shanahan, had CMC, who had an underrated great year, and had no weapons that you could think of on the outside because of injury. Had a solid offensive line, and he got to the same place that Josh Allen did. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when y'all talking about the best player in the league, I'm like, bro, what are we talking about when he just lost?
Oh,
to
Sean
that-
McDermott ain't Kyle Shanahan.
Thank you.
Those
That's
are two
exactly
different
what I'm
things.
about to say.
Those are two different things.
How many rings they both? Don't they got the same
And they
amount of
both
rings?
in the same spot, Nick.
No.
No, they not.
No,
Kyle Shanahan got a
no,
job.
Shanahan got a job.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he secured
They're
it.
not
He
in the
can,
same spot.
he
Hey.
can go 4-11 next year, and I bet you still.
Yeah,
coming
he gonna
back.
have a
And
job
So
for
yeah,
it.
No, Shanahan's
those
next.
are two
Shit,
different.
he in Cancun, but
Bro,
not on
two different
unemployment.
coaches, bro. Don't do that. Those are two different coaches. I get y'all point about him not winning, but don't do that. Y'all know He next for real. If niggas is firing him coaches like they
Nick,
doing
Shanahan
that,
can't go.
So-
there.
Shanahan can go 4-11 next year, and he'll still be
He'll
fine.
still be the
If
coach.
he-
You
because
can't,
he-
you can't fire
fine.
Shanahan.
Again, like I told y'all, bro, stop looking at the chapter and look at the whole book. He still got Trey Lance on his record. I haven't forgot about that shit. That's one of the worst draft picks in NFL history.
That's why
but
he ain't
made it up
drafting
with
right
Purdy.
now.
Hey, but get
Exactly. He made it up with Purdy, bro.
what? I'm
He's
gonna say
straight.
nothing happened from it. He was
And you
good.
take away John Lynch takes control of that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
we realize this ain't your strong suit. Drafting and doing that ain't your strong suit. Stick to coaching, nigga.
Yeah.
The only reason Shanahan hasn't got fired yet is because he walking around hurting all his players and finding ways to win games with a hurt roster to increase his
plant
value.
next to-
He owned the plant. He owned the plant next to the practice.
Think so?
I
You
want
turn that knob up.
I did want to
So-
say that I made a point about the Eagles paying, but Nick, I remember how much you talked about us. They doing the same shit we did, and so when it's time to pay, it's gonna be time to pay, and the Eagles gonna feel it.
Come home to roost,
That,
baby.
yeah,
I
it's
wanna
going.
love
They
it.
keep kicking the can down the road. It's gonna be time to pay eventually.
They said y'all might not even be able to field a team in 2028. That's how much y'all
Look.
hard against the cap. They might not even be able to pay 53 people.
Even if they don't feel the team, they still be better than the Cowboys. So as long as Jerry's alive, we in good shape.
Man, that's the cue to go to the next topic. We talking about niggas who ain't in the playoffs. No.
Let's go.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.